the so-called research done medically has used doses of things like 500 milligrams,
Wow.
500 units instead of 5,000 units, and then they say, vitamin D didn't do anything to strengthen their bones or improve their immunity or reduce inflammation.
Right.
But you have to actually get their serum vitamin D up, and it has to be the kind of vitamin D that's the same as made in your skin by the sunlight and developed in your liver, and not the 1,25 dihydroxycholecalciferol, which is
that
called
they test for, right? That's what they test for.
Activated vitamin D is what they call that one, but we only activate ordinary vitamin D into the dihydroxycholecalciferol under stress. If we're deficient in vitamin D, the curative anti-inflammatory material, our body suddenly starts converting this any trace of it to a very small amount of 1,25 dihydroxy, and that happens to do all kinds of destructive calcification things. So if you hear about the toxic vitamin A,
right,
it's almost always because they're talking about active vitamin A. But if you take enough calcium in your diet and the normal amount of sunlight exposure or vitamin D from even fish oil is usually an adequate source. If you take calcium and that kind of environmentally derived vitamin D, you'll have extremely low activated vitamin D. Activated vitamin D is the dangerous one.
And is that the one that shows up on a test when you test for vitamin D?
Only if the doctor does the wrong thing. If he's a kidney expert, he's likely to do the wrong thing.
Okay. But generally, the one that they test for, the vitamin D, is okay.
Yeah. It's called 25-hydroxy.
25-hydroxy. You mentioned the sun. So, like here in Texas, if I get out in the sun, I'm at an altitude where I'm getting D in December?
In the winter, the summer, the sun is a little weaker, but in Texas, in a couple of hours, you're getting a moderate dose of vitamin D.
In what areas would our listeners not get the vitamin D on their skin in December that they want?
For example, at the latitude of Oregon,
okay.
Even San Francisco, I think the sun is so weak right now that you could sit in it for 8 hours.
You still don't get it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any risk of having too much of the a supplemental vitamin D, getting too much? Are there any side effects?
In experiments, they have either by accident or in animal experiments, people have occasionally, for confusion, taken maybe 250,000 units per day, and doing that for a matter of weeks, they do start showing signs of calcification, but if they stop in time, it isn't the extreme danger that it was made out to be when they insisted that 200 units a day was okay for kids and
right.
and 400 for adults.
But now 5,000 units, if somebody's taking 10 or 20, probably no issues with that if they wanted to take.
I've known quite a few people who weren't getting their blood level up on 5,000 or 6,000 units a day, so they took for just a couple of weeks they would take 10 or 20,000 units, and suddenly their blood level would come up to normal, and their symptoms would generally just suddenly disappear. Weakness, body pains, depression, rheumatoid symptoms just respond amazingly when you actually get your 25-hydroxy level up in your bloodstream.
And where would, if you had a number that folks could look for, what would that be on that 25-hydroxy on the blood test?
On the nanogram scale, it's about 50 mg per milliliter.
Yeah, that's the main thing they use. So that's the D. If folks need to make sure they're getting A, you're okay with some high-quality fish oil?
Not fish oil, but liver oil.
Now what's the difference? Do you mean cod liver oil?
Yeah,
right.
Cod liver or halibut liver oil is you get lots of vitamin D and A in a small amount of oil, but in fish oil you get only the tiniest trace of vitamins. Just it accidentally gets in there when the whole fish is squashed.
Could you take a good high quality cod liver oil ongoing without any ill effects with the yellow fat and all the lipofuscin and stuff?
I don't advocate it, but if it's your only source of vitamin D and A, naturally it'll save your life. But still, it's better not to have the chronic intake.
Too much, too much. Well, and the foods with D and A, like
liver.
Liver.
Any chicken liver, beef, any kind of liver is a great source of not only of A and D,